Wow.
You did it.
There we go. Welcome to it. The longest 3 minutes of my life. Oh, my Lord. All that for this. Here we are. It would
Boom.
be. Yeah. Episode 10, 27th of September, 2024. I would be Dogface.
I would be Joe Mommy.
And hopefully everyone is on Instagram and Facebook clapping, cheering, and trying to fill the make-believe tip jar today. Let's get to it. We got to start with some Puff Daddy news. This is pretty good. Puff Daddy's attorney, P. Diddy, Sean Puffy Combs, whatever you want to call him. His name is Mark. So this is what he has said, okay? He said the downfall of Diddy is simply this. And he says that all it is the feds looking to take down Sean Puff Daddy Dirty Money Diddy Combs because he's a successful black man and they couldn't nail him on anything related to taxes or with his business empire. So what they had to do is they had to chase him around into his bedroom and start poking around there. Now,
Is it?
I just have to ask this idiot, are the feds chasing down Michael Jordan? Are they in his bedroom? Are they in Jay-Z's bedroom, Tyler Perry's bedroom, LeBron's bedroom, Tiger Woods' bedroom? Are they also poking around Byron Allen's bedroom? That whole list there. Byron Allen just a few million short of billionaire status, but all the names I mentioned, they're all billionaires, okay? All have far.
Are they
Far.
really?
Yeah, they're all billionaires, and they have far much more money than Puff Daddy, okay? Puff Daddy is a hobo compared to those names I just mentioned. So the fact that this idiot would say the feds are going after him because he's a rich black man, if that was the feds' business, there's far richer black men out there that they can snoop around in their bedrooms. So that's bullshit. He's stupid.
Oh, man. What a dumb thing to say.
Oh, no. No. You think that's dumb? Hold on. No. This guy gets dumber.
Okay.
Smarter. Okay? His lawyer also suggests, you remember all the vats of baby oil that we talked about at these freak-offs, I think is what he called these parties?
Okay, yes, I do. Disgustingly remember this.
Drums and drums of baby oil. Well, the lawyer, this smart guy, he also suggests that Puff Daddy stockpiled the baby oil because there's a Costco right down the street.
What, he had to buy it in bulk?
It was too good of a deal. It was too good to pass up. Now, I promise you this, okay? I live way closer to a Costco, way closer than Puff Daddy does, less than a mile. I don't have 55-gallon drums of pickles, all right? I don't have pallets of chocolate muffins in the garage. I don't have bins of peanut butter pretzels. I don't have freezers stocked with Sabatino's pizzas. By this idiot's logic, Puff Daddy should have the most extensive collection of brewing gear on the planet because he lives around the corner from UCLA. The closest goddamn Costco I could find was Santa Monica and Glendale, both pretty far from Holmby Hills. So,
wow.
Someone's probably saying, well, dog, he also had property in, Florida. Okay. That's also known as Star Island in Miami. So what I did is I ran a Google search this morning. The Costco in Miami, way farther than the Costco's in California to his house. So the fact that this attorney is saying that, oh, yeah, he makes it sound like it's a McDonald's or a liquor store right on the corner. And Puff Daddy was just always at Costco because Puff Daddy would really walk into a Costco without his handlers.
Dude, everything that's been said so far is ridiculous. Really? You've got 97,000 gallons of baby oil because you live close to a Costco? It gets stupider. And these dudes have so much money and we're tied into so much and we're just such a part of everything that's going on. And this is what happens when they get in trouble. It's insane.
The judge that lets this idiot fight for this and try to proclaim that this is why he had more crude oil than Exxon, the judge should take his gavel and he should throw it at him. This lawyer should be disbarred.
Wild, dude. Yeah, that's crazy, man.
Hey, they're just going after him because he's a black rich guy, but all these other richer black guys, They're out playing golf. Feds aren't bothering them. They're not snooping around under their mattresses. It's because Puff Daddy, allegedly, by what I've seen, is a scumbag. So
there's going to be a lot. I mean, I think we should all probably prepare. This is going to get pretty wild with this guy. There's a lot of names and there's a lot of stuff coming.
Well, I saw a thing today. I forget the actress's name, but she said, I'm so glad I never went to one of these freak-offs. She got invited multiple times. She never went. And the photo I saw on TMZ was...
It sounds cool, though, doesn't it? I mean, a party called a freak-off. I mean, it sounds like it'd be kind of a cool party, yeah.
Yeah, I'd go. But it showed a photo of Puff Daddy when he was skinny and young, and it showed a naked girl laying on a table that looked like a makeshift salad bar, and standing right there by Puff Daddy, looking down at the girl, Will Smith. He was at a freak-off. And I couldn't tell if it was Jada Pinkett or someone else, but Will Smith's there, and he's happy. He's looking at this lady laying on the salad bar nude.
You're going to see everyone there, man. You'll see all the Kardashians are there. I mean, anyone who was of any prominence in anything, acting, music, sports, it doesn't matter.
Whatever.
You'll see them there. But like I told you the other day, that does not mean they were all down to be doing the things that Puff was doing.
A lot of people didn't know that these parties were going on, and he'd have these big parties, these ragers that were freak-offs, but they would start under the guise of, let's have a bash, and then at like midnight or 2 a.m., they'd kick all the regular hobnobbers out, and then they'd keep the freaks for the freak-off there, and then that's when they'd have that Exxon Valdez back into the driveway, and they would just dump all the crude oil on everyone, and they'd roll around in it like little human kernels of popcorn.
Absolutely nasty.
So, we got to wait and see what's going to happen with that. This, if in fact you're still curious, which I know you're probably not, but it might be good. 50 Cent, he's going to docuseries, or has docuseries this, and it's going to be on Netflix, all right? And he shared on social media Wednesday that this project about Combs has found a home. And he said, I don't do no puff parties, 50 Cent wrote in the caption. You didn't believe me, but I bet you believe me now. So 50 Cent, who I guess to Puff Daddy was worth a nickel, never got an invite, okay? This is what I think's going on with this. 50 Cent didn't get invited. He feels shunned. He feels outsided. So he decided to write a book now because he never went to a party. I'd be willing to bet it was because he never got invited, but now he's going to sling the mud back saying, hey, I was never there. And I don't know for certain if he was invited or not, but that's what it sounds like. It's like when that one kid shows up and you don't want him in and you lock him out and then you have to go back to school the next day. He's all pissed off and he wants to retaliate. I think, personally, that's what... I
think 50 Cent has had an invite. What about Cat Williams? He's had invites there. He's going out. There are just people that are speaking out against it, and they're saying, hey, look, man, we've been telling you this for a long time, that these big names are going to drop, and this is just the beginning of a huge list that's about to fall. And if that's true, I don't even know what to believe anymore. So many good people go down by... It's insane to me, So who knows who could be on this thing, dude?
Yeah, I'm trying to go through and find a date for this Netflix docu show or series. If you want to see it, it's escaping me now. My apologies. But they are going to have this 50 Cent directed docuseries about these freak-offs, and he's saying, hey, I wasn't there. So, and again, that's the thing. I don't know how many times. Is it the people that show up at the freak-off or the Playboy Mansion? Are they the ones that are treated as equally scuzzy as the host? Because, well, hold on.
I mean, you just can't. It's like there's no way unless they knew what was going on. They're celebrities. If Puff Daddy invited you to a party, you had no idea he had 7,000 gallons of baby oil in the basement. I mean, I would go. Oh, yeah, man. I'd love to go to a Puff Daddy party. Heck yeah.
But hold on, though. You remember that scumbag Jeffrey Epstein and his molestation island? All these people, they claimed, oh, we didn't know what went on there. But according to that thing that was on Netflix, they documented Bill Clinton, lots of others made several daytime lunch trips to this remote island. And they said, according to the help and the people that worked there, yeah, I saw Clinton there a couple times. I saw so-and-so there a couple
Well,
times.
we know Clinton's a dirty birdie.
Well, but can we say that he didn't know there was underage sex trafficking going on and he just showed up to have a Caribbean lunch?
He
like
knew.
These people at Puff
He was
Daddy?
painted in a dress, and I mean, he was in. I'm sorry. I mean, I know he was one of your favorite presidents, but he was in the know on that.
Oh, no,
Yeah.
not one of my favorites. I always like talking to him. Sweet Haley. I like a McDonald's. I like a cheeseburger on occasion.
Yeah, I got to think old Willie Billy's guilty. I mean, there's probably no question about that.
Yeah, but you got to think that these other celebrities, they all knew too. I mean, I think
Do you really believe the Kardashian girls and people like that knew that Puff Daddy was trafficking and roughing up underage girls?
I don't know if they knew that much.
I don't believe that.
I don't know if they knew that much, but I think they knew that they were going to a different Hollywood party and a freak off they had heard about, and they knew these parties were wild and in sexual deviant nature.
Sure, but do you think that they knew he was doing what he was doing? I don't think people get involved with folks that are doing stuff like that with kids if they're in the know.
Probably not to the extent, but they knew a little bit more than what they're going to confess to now, is what I think. Now, they may not have known about the children, but they knew stuff was going to get dirty money at these freak-off parties. They had to have. People in Hollywood talk. You can't tell me that no girl or guy ever went to one of these parties and then told her friends, that told the producer. People in Hollywood know. It's a small group. They knew a little bit or most of it.
You see the video with Kevin Hart, don't you? Kevin Hart knew.
Yeah.
Kevin Hart, he when Usher showed up and he was standing there with P. Diddy and Kevin Hart knew him, and he said, nope. He said, I don't even want to be near that bed. Did you hear what he said in that thing? And he was a young Kevin Hart. He goes, come on, man, let's get the camera out of here. I don't even want to be near that bed. Ain't that camera the other way or whatever? I don't want to. And you could tell he was nervous, and he was a young dude. And Usher slipped up when he came walking in. He said something about him and Diddy waking up in the morning, and like
together.
And it was on camera, and you could totally tell that Kevin Hart wanted no part of it. As soon as people started coming in and that camera went in, he was like, I'm done. He started breaking into his comedy routine, and he was out.
I read about this, but I haven't seen the video piece that you've seen. So
they're in a bedroom and it's like a party, and there's a crap load of people in there. And Kevin Hart is young. And I don't know what they were doing, but Diddy's by the bed.
Yeah.
And Kevin's next to him, and he's got a microphone in his hand. So I don't know if they were doing a bit or whatever it was, but it came up with, and you clearly hear him say, I ain't sleeping in that bed. I ain't, like, just like that.
Yeah.
And then he realizes the camera's on, and he starts
like,
going, yep. And he starts going, let's get out of here. I don't even want to be near that bed or whatever. Yeah. And then Usher walks in, and he's hammered on something. And the first thing,
when he was young.
Yeah. And the first thing out of his mouth is, when we woke up in the morning, and both Kevin Hart and P. Diddy looks directly at him. And he was like, whatever he said, you know.
They're kind of looking at him like, shut up.
What did you just say? What do you mean in the morning? Yeah. Dude, I'm telling you, there's going to be a lot of bad things that happen, and people are going to get real hurt by it, because people that you thought were real good folks are dirty birdies.
Well, coming up later on, too, we'll get to news. And one of those other dirty birdies, unrelated to Sean Puff Daddy Dirty Money Combs, that's had his own shortcomings or discretions as of late, it's starting to affect his pocketbook. They had to cancel a show. So with news, we'll get into that one.
Okay.
This is pretty wild. I want to talk about this outside of news so we can spend a little more time on it. The union representing Wells Fargo employees released a statement. Okay. I didn't see this week, but it came out on Monday, and they released the statement from the union after a Wells Fargo employee died at her desk this summer, but wasn't found until 4 days after she had clocked in.
Come on.
Yeah.
Come Come on. She laid at her desk dead?
60 years of age. The woman, last name Prudhomme, was found at her desk on Tuesday, August 20th, 4 days after she clocked in. This was an executive or corporate job for Wells Fargo. She wasn't a teller at a bank. She worked at a
own office?
Yeah, I don't know if this is like cubicles or her own office room, but she clocked in Tempe, Arizona, and the cops say, no, there's no foul play here. It looks like natural causes. But the moreover is, I guess she was lying there slumped over at her desk. 4 days went by until anyone knew she had perished.
That is incredible. How does that happen? That is unbelievable.
Well,
let's just get I can't believe you didn't say it. 4 days. That's a bit of time. It's
a long time.
Wouldn't something be odoriferousing by then? You'd probably start to begin to smell a little bit in 4 days.
I don't. Well, here's the thing. It's Tempe, Arizona. It's August. Climate control, I would imagine, in a corporate building, unless it's on the fritz, it's pumping. So I guarantee they got it set between 70 and 75 degrees. So you're going to have a climate-controlled office running,
right, but a dead body for 4 days, that's got to leave in some bit of an something's got to be starting to start.
Well, maybe that's how they found her. Maybe they're like, God damn, is that a tuna fish sandwich that didn't get tossed out? Or is that an old, piece of meatloaf? What smells over in that cubicle? And they pop their head over and they're like, Linda, Miss Prudhomme? I don't know what tipped them off. Or if someone walked over and goes, hey, can I borrow your staple? Hey, Miss Prudhomme, let me borrow you. Hey, give me your staple. I don't know how they found her exactly, but she was dead.
That is awful, man. Imagine that's your wife or your mom. That is awful.
It's terrible. And now people are going after Wells Fargo.
And they should.
She had a key fob or a key card. There was no record of her leaving the building once she entered. No missing persons reports were initiated during that time either. But here's the thing with Wells Fargo. They
like the garbage, the cleaning crew. I mean, changing out the garbage cans and stuff. I mean, what the hell, man?
Wells Fargo monitors their every move, every keystroke they know remotely, and they have electronic technologies.
I believe that.
They use that to evaluate every employee's productivity. One person said they will fire us if we're caught not making enough keystrokes, which translates into work on their computers. And her first name was Denise. Denise went unnoticed at her desk for exactly 4 days. So
that breaks my heart. That's terrible.
Here's the thing, though. Okay. And for years over at the meth lab, we talked about this. Everyone said we had cameras. Okay. For the majority of the time in that building, I don't think we did. I think they went in later. But I think
they were in there at one point in time.
Well, yeah, I think they came in later. Yeah, we could go into that, but I don't want to give anyone
nah, we'll tell
what
you
they would call credit.
We'll tell you later.
But we always thought there were cameras. And then we're like, nah, there's no cameras. And then lo and behold, years later, there were. But I'm here to tell you, I think Wells Fargo has perpetuated this keystroke technology and all this other horse shit to scare the employees into staying productive. And I'd be willing to bet if, in fact, it works, they're not using it as diligently as they should be or could be because it's probably from an outside company that they have to pay for. So
who cares about keystrokes, man? Was no one else at work?
I don't know.
I mean, let's just call it what it is. Someone lays dead at their desk for 4 days and nobody notices it. I mean, that is just a-hole ridiculous, isn't it?
According to our ex-employer, we could have lied dead slouched over our microphones for 4 days, and they thought we were dead. So all they did was they took out the trash, or they called the coroner. They just called the hearse out to pick us up.
That is what happened. Yeah, a couple of dead guys got released.
Yeah, let's get these fly-covered corpse out of here.
I mean, that's just unbelievable. There's no way you don't notice that. I don't understand this.
Well, I got to share this, too, because Joe knows this is true. At the old employer, meaning the most recent old employer, they had one of these mini markets. All right. There's all these different, I don't know, canteen, and they're all
You
these
guys have these things at your places of business. They come in and you got to buy the food from them, and you don't have to go out, and it's a little more expensive, but it's handy.
It's right there in the break room.
Yep.
And they got refrigerators with Hot Pockets, and Joe used to get his ham and cheese Lunchables, and they got sodas and ice creams, and they got like breakfast sandwiches. Then they got some dry goods like candy and chips and gum and all this other crap. So they have these little markets, and they have this little kiosk that you can swipe or put cash in. And then above that, they have this camera, and it shows your face, and it records. And it says, this is surveillance video that records 24 hours a day. Okay. What this is no different than a fruit stand out in the middle of nowhere with a sign that says, the farmer can see you. Okay.
It recorded.
No, it didn't. Okay.
How you know that?
Because for years, and I never not paid, but if we were in a hurry and I was walking back and forth really quick, I'd grab a can of Pringles and I wouldn't swipe my card. And I might do that 4 or 5 times in the week. And I'd grab something, and you know this to be true. This is the hand of God truth. I don't steal. I would keep all my chip bags or Pringle cans, and then at the end of the week or two, then I would go in and I'd scan them all. Or if I had 10 cans, I'd scan it 10 times, and I'd pay. It was just easier.
A little side note here. They sent everything home from our office, which was just a terrible thing to do because it was awful. We couldn't go get it ourselves. But they even sent all doggy stuff. So he had 30 chip bags, Pringle bags, maybe a couple of water bottles, whatever energy fruit drink type thing he had possibly that day. It's just like all that stuff came back with dog's belongings in his box.
Yeah, because they boxed our stuff up. I didn't have any fruit juice, or I don't drink energy drinks or anything. I didn't have any.
No, but I thought you were drinking one of those real juice things in there one time.
I didn't. No, I wasn't. I didn't have any of those. But yeah, when they boxed our stuff up, I had 8 Lay's bags, a Dorito bag, and 3 Pringle cans.
Isn't that great, man? They sent it back to him.
Well, and here's the thing, though. They swiped those or slid those off the desk into my box. Those were ones that hadn't been paid.
I know. That's how you kept track of them.
Yeah. So I'm like, you fired me, so I guess you're willing to pick up that tab. You never gave me an opportunity to come back and pay for it, which I would have. But I always did that. My point with that long story is that camera showed your face, but it did not record, because had it recorded, it would have showed me, quote unquote, stealing for about 3.5 years. And there was never one word said because I always paid my tab.
Maybe that's why.
I just paid it later. But it was the honor system is my point. No one's going to pay for that kind of technology to protect 8 Snickers bars and a tube of Pringles. They're just not. It's not profitable.
Technology. I mean, it costs nothing to have it record to a little, memory card.
But like we learned from the state of California, especially in Sac County, it's great to put it on a hard drive or a cloud. But eventually, someone has to sit down and watch it. And that's where the expense comes in. Yeah. And that's why so many red light cameras went away. So
that's why no one gets caught, because no one watched it. They just kept recording over it.
Well, they just kept recording. They're like, okay, now we got to issue tickets. And they had to pay people too much money to sit down and watch it. Same thing. You think a snack company, you think the CEO is going to sit down at the end of every month and he's going to watch all these different locations to see if anyone stole? No.
You know what? As a CEO of a snack company, I might check out different job areas and places that my machines are, just to kind of have an overview. I know you would. There's no doubt in my mind you wouldn't. I mean, you would for sure.
I would get it down to the last chip or crumb, okay?
I know
if
you
that's
would.
my business. But there comes a time when you expand and you're in so many locations, you just have to know that there's a running tally of what goes out and what comes in. And if you're good with what it costs to what the balance brings back, then that's the cost of doing business. That's just
what
are
you saying? The company may possibly have grown so large that they don't really know how to do business as well as they possibly could. There's a lot of companies out there that are like that.
And they know if they're putting $300 a week in and they're getting, $380 or $400 out, They're like, okay, that's good. We know there's going to be some shrinkage, they call it in the business. But if the profit's good enough to keep paying people and they're making money, that's just what the leakage is or shrinkage is. And they're like, all right, no one really wants to sit down and watch video.
What do you think the actual stealing is from a company? 15%?
I forget what retail shrinkage though. There's always a number.
I mean, in like, say, like our old place or a place that would have one of these markets.
I think the majority of people, that's the thing. The percentage is small because everyone, one, thinks they're being watched. Two, majority of people
they don't
aren't
want it
thieves.
to go away.
Yeah. And a lot of people don't want it to go away. And they think, oh, the more I'll buy, the more they'll stock and they'll keep it,
Mhm.
and it's a great service. And my hand to God, I don't steal. I never have stolen.
No, he paid for it, man. He just did it in giant $100 chunks.
Well, not quite. I'd get it up about 70. I don't think
That
I ever
one-
hit 100.
That last one was high, dude. When you were
Yeah.
on the Pringles rampage, when you're building the Tower of Pringle, Leaning Tower of Pringle.
Hey,
Did they send those home to you?
No. And I built that all the way to the ceiling and stuffed that one in there so it was tight. I wonder what they did with
Twice.
the Leaning
Twice?
Tower of Pringles.
Yeah, he's got 2 of them up there.
Yeah. So that poor lady, and I just think that it's been perpetuated that Wells Fargo checks the every keystroke and motion of the employees because it keeps the employees honest and it keeps them hustling. So now they're going to have a tough time convincing other employees after one was dead for 4 days that they're up there, you know what, day and night watching their every move. No one's going to believe it. So,
Well, I think they should have a little more than just that trouble on their hands.
yeah.
I mean, I don't care if you worked in an office where it was only you. There must be someone you report to or someone that you deal with or someone that you talk to. Nobody should go to work for 4 days and be dead and not be noticed. That's tragic.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
We need to give you a little bit of good news. This is pretty good out of the UC Berkeley here from California. This guy's a doctoral candidate, and I guess he was kind of lonely and depressed. So he said, hey, I'm going to be a doctoral candidate. I'm smart. I love research. I want to see if there's any way to make myself feel better, reduce stress, reduce anxiety, reduce tension and depression. So he started running the data, and he's like, okay, I want to feel better each day. I'm just way too stressed. So what he did is he conducted all this stuff and broke out the beakers and all that and ran the binary digits, and he found out 20 seconds a day. He says you will instantly relieve stress, feel better, and be happier. 20 seconds. All you have to do every day is just touch yourself. He said you just touch yourself. You can touch your face, give
believe
yourself
that.
a hug.
Self-hug, self-love.
Yeah. To which I say, I try to touch myself 20 seconds a day, and it does. People are going to find this hard to believe, but it relieves stress. It strengthens the grip on my dominant hand, and it keeps my prostate healthy. It really does. So I've done this for years.
Does it keep your prostate healthy? Now, hold on a second here.
Yeah?
Because I got to tell you, I maybe don't have the same kind of self-love that you're talking about, but I am a very loving person. I mean, I would hug myself
Mhm.
if,
I
we could
squeeze myself. I
get some
choke
medical
myself.
benefits out of it, you
Yeah.
know? You should choke yourself a little harder.
Believe me, when we're done, I will.
You rotten.
I choke myself so hard sometimes I throw up.
Oh, damn.
But hold on. The prostate thing, that's legitimate.
Is it really? Did you research that? Do you know that for a fact?
Well, I think everyone knows that. It does. It reduces prostate cancer and swelling.
We
and-
talked about this one time, didn't we? That would help one time. Didn't you tell me this a while ago?
Well, I'm sure I did because I'm if there that Wilford Brimley he went on and on about checking your blood sugar and checking it often. Here's the thing, I'm fanatical about prostate health.
Checking your prostate?
Well,
and
I don't
getting
check
checked
it. I like
off.
to keep it. I like to keep it clean. Okay, I keep it cleaned out.
Yeah.
And
okay.
there's actual science to this. It reduces prostate cancer and reduces prostate swelling, they say. And that's all I needed to hear. You know, a little
I
bit of
remember hearing something about this a while ago, you know, I don't know what it was, but I remember hearing you say something stupid like that. And I thought, could that possibly be real?
You could do it with sex, or you could do it with self-love. Either way, you need
Why
to
you gotta
keep
do
the
it
pipes
like,
clean.
what are you doing with that? Don't do that.
Just hugging myself.
You're an animal.
It's like this. They call this, you know what an Italian tune-up is? Have you ever heard of that?
No,
Okay.
I don't think so.
This isn't dirty. Hold on. The Italian tune-up is simple. It's what you do with a Ferrari. You get in that car, especially the older ones, and what you want to do is you want to heat the heads up. And you get out there and you drive it around a little bit and you mat it. And you stay on the ground for about, 30 or 40 seconds. If you drive around all day, you got to let it breathe. You want to floorboard it to keep the carbon build up. That's called the Italian tune-up. You got to floorboard the car and let it run and blow the carbon out. Same thing. Pipes
damn.
I swear to God, pipes that don't have lots of water gushing through them, they're going to clog. They're gonna get sediment in them. It's the same process. It's all I'm doing is giving myself an Italian tune-up, and I try to do it daily.
You're Portuguese. Give yourself a Portuguese tune-up.
Well, that's why I told you I choke myself a lot.
You rotten animal.
So
that's despicable. I have to tell you though, I don't know what the deal is, but my things have been, maybe it's because I've been, getting healthier or whatever, but I've been kind of getting better in that department. I really have done nothing, and I straight up was having some issues there for a moment.
So is your prostate better?
Yeah, it's getting there. Yeah.
Okay. And because you, Joe, when we used to be on,
dude, this was, we've told him about, this was real. Yeah. And I don't know what happened.
I never believed it because Joe, he would always, when we were on the air live, I'd be like, hey, we got 3 minutes. And he'd walk out. Okay. I don't know what kind of idiot thinks that they can walk an eighth of a mile to a quarter of a mile and urinate and be back in 3 minutes, because I knew Joe wouldn't be.
A normal fella should be able to hammer it out pretty quickly if you're on a time schedule.
Yeah. I could have went twice in that amount of time. But Joe, he'd leave.
Really?
And
I've seen you pee longer than anyone in my life. I've seen you pee longer than elephants. Yeah. And they can pee forever.
You know why? Because I probably hadn't peed in a day or two. And when
no one pees that long. I mean,
you're
way too short to be able to pee for that amount of time.
But again, my vas deferens is in peak prime condition. I mean, I've got a lot of torque down there. It's just like this. I mean, my prostate and my vas deferens and all those things, they really have good torque thrust. I can stop it. I can push it. That for me, luckily, still works. So if I did pee that long, I had lots of flow going, and it's because
you've always got lots of flow going.
Yeah, and it's because you got to self choke. I mean, self-love.
Vas deferens. I can't even believe you know that word.
Vas deferens.
Yeah.
What else was I going to say about that? Oh, Joe. He'd go to the bathroom. The song would end. I'd have to play another song
on a 3 minute. Hoping to get back in 3 minutes.
Yeah. And he'd walk back in. I'm like, dude, I just told you we had 3 minutes. He's like, bro, my prostate's not working. And I thought he was Joe's got every ailment and everything wrong with him under the sun. He's laughing because he came in. He said, bro, I think my prostate, something's wrong with it, bro. It hurts. I can't go right.
I'm getting myself in peak physical condition. I'm about to start dating, and I do not have prostate issues, women. But back for a minute, I did. I don't know what was, but nothing was wrong with any of that. It was just,
but peeing. You didn't have the flow you wanted.
It was just peeing. That was it. Yeah. I don't understand. It was weird. I don't get it. It was weird. I don't know.
Well, and the other thing too, I know this hinders your ability and the flow too. It's when you sit down, because it kind of kinks the pipe, if you will.
That's helpful. Thank you.
Yeah, next time you might want to try
standing up. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. You know what? A new study's out, and it says men shouldn't stand up. We should always be sitting down, because no matter what you do or how good of an aim you are, you get pee spackle.
Oh, the mess?
It gets, everywhere. No matter if you try to go on the side and not hit the water and make it bubble or what have you, no matter if you try to not pee hard, you get it. They say it goes everywhere, no matter what you do. So most men in societies in other countries pee sitting down, and I can't buy that.
Well, here's the thing. It's even worse when I sit. I don't have that problem because I just throw it in the bowl. And when I'm done, I pull it out and dry it off. So I've never. I do have to be careful though when I drop it in to not create a splash. But typically, I just drop it in there and then I dry it off when I'm done.
Well, you should talk more about that. I'm sure there's people out there that you could help with that information.
Yeah, hashtag bowl dropper. Love to hear the comments, chime in, and we'll discuss maybe on episode 11 on Monday.
Dog is the bowl dropper.
Oh my God, Jenny, did you see Carl? He looks like a total bowl dropper. Joe, do you have this piece, this video clip or still photo ready? Because we're going to talk about a brand new trend.
You want me to put it up right now for you?
Give me just 1 second. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, 1 second here. Everybody knows what landscaping means. You know, they show up, they mow, they blow, they rake, they trim. And then, I don't know, 15 years ago, 20, 15, 10, everybody started talking about manscaping. And
yes.
That's where men shave and they groom and they, do all this stuff. And then manscaping went from the privates to the beard and facial hair and just ear hair. So manscaping's basically trimming all your parts, whether they're private or exposed.
I like that look of the. I can't grow one that well, but I think you guys that have those beards that are trimmed up nice. I've always have liked that. You know that. I think that looks cool. I do.
That is a backstreet beard that's weird. I've told Joe, I cannot.
Man, not the thin line. I'm talking about guys that grow a beard, man. They're beards, but they just trim them up real nice.
Oh, you want a long one though that's cut with scissors.
Yeah, and they just, I don't know how they do it. It looks different. It's like, it's nice and full and thick and it grows down and then it's like tapered. They tapered. I don't know, but it looks bitchin' to me. I like it. I like it a lot.
Of course you would. I can't imagine. Okay. And I know someone's out there, they got a big, plush beard and they're like, oh, dog, I can't believe you don't like that. You just got done talking about self-love. He goes, what's wrong with stroking your beard at night, putting beard oil in it and combing it out? I think it's real macho. It gets my wife all worked up. It's a waste of goddamn time. You look stupid. Cut that beard off.
No, you don't. That is one look that does not. That is a look that does look macho. If you can grow you a beard like that, I hope you can use a couple power tools and do a push-up or two because it does make you look a little macho, So I hope you kind of are. Usually those dudes kind of look macho. You can kind of see the ones that have it, though, and maybe like that. I know I would stand out if I could grow it and wear it around. People would be like, that guy's a faker. He's not as macho as his beard looks.
I just can't imagine the itch and just get in the way. I mean,
after it gets to the point, man, it goes away. What is it, like three weeks? That first month is the worst, and then after that, it kind of goes away.
I could have a beard for a year. Hair is itchy, and you start getting dandruff, and then mine would grow out all
beard
silver.
Oil and stuff is for, man. You keep it all,
I'm not going to spend more money on my beard than I would on my hair. I'm just not going to put all kinds of different conditioners and beard oils and different things in something on my face, but I'm not doing it to the hair on my head. And
why wouldn't you celebrate the only hair you have left on the head? I mean, your hair on the top has left you a long time ago. Your beard grows in like that of a forest, a redwood up on the coast. I mean, why don't you celebrate that?
I don't. Hair hated me long ago, and I'm hating it back. I don't want hair anywhere anymore. I'm so tired of shaving. I don't want it. If I had a beard, I'd probably burn it off. If there were razors, I'd light it on fire and I'd just throw water on my face. I hate hair, and it's everywhere on me. Hair grows underneath my fingernails. It grows in my small intestine. It grows inside to my vas deferens. I have hair everywhere. It's on the bottom of my feet. I've already told you it's on my palms. Hair is everywhere on me, and I hate it. I want it gone.
Are you getting hairs in your eyebrows up here?
Oh, they're like that
What
long.
in the... are those? Why are those there? Where did those come from? Why are those growing there now?
They're like antennas. I got one in my nose. It grows so thick and silver. When I cut it, it's like I'm trying to cut a sparkler. It is so thick and gray, and it's just, it's mean. And you go to cut it, and you can't find it, and it's just, I hate hair.
Snaps like a fingernail?
It's like a piece of steel.
I got a bent carrot growing in my nose up there with
Yeah.
a bump. I don't know.
It's just terrible. So,
Man, I don't know. I've got one great big long one in this eyebrow here, and then two that are coming. And I don't know what the hell that is. I will not have shop broom eyebrows. It ain't happening to me, dude.
You gotta, and that's the thing too. You gotta pull them. Well, my wife says, but I think if you pull them, I think that it kind of does something to the follicles or something, and it aggravates it. And I think they grow back more. I've been trimming them with scissors, and I just go down to the nub my eyebrow, and I'll just cut it.
There ain't no way I'm doing that. I'd end up whacking mine off. I have a dead spot in there or something. I'll end up shaving it off or something.
Hey, you know how like guys when they cut shaving or whatever, they put like, or ladies, they'll put toilet paper on their legs or their face.
Yep.
I've had to stick Charmin in my ears because I'm gonna lift my headphone up. My ears are so hairy that I shave them with a razor. Okay, then I go in with my Swiss Army scissors and I cut and I go in there. You know how many I've cut my ears.
I told you what to get with that thing. Use the same thing. Don't you? The thing that spins around that they tell you to do up your nose, don't use that because that will pull nose hair.
That just pulls.
You can get your ear hair. Dude, I refuse to have ear hair. I will not have it, any of it. So you can get down in there with one of them micro touches deep. You can get it all.
But does it cut it short to the skin?
Yes. It'll nip it.
Because I get those scissors, man, and I can get it down to where it's just you can't even see it. But I always cut the inside of my ears. And if you've never cut the inside of your ear, don't do it. It'll bleed for a year.
Oh, I can't even imagine what that would feel like. I've cut the inside of my nose, as I know you have as well, trimming nose hair.
That's the worst. Yeah.
That's a very bad one. That is very painful.
So I guess we digress just way too far. We know what manscaping is now.
Okay, yeah. You want me to put this? Here's the thing. Don't go away on your screen, though, because they won't be able to hear you talking. So I'll just make mine bigger when I put the picture up.
Yeah, just put it up. But there's a new TikTok trend. Lots of people are doing this. I guess because they like being lied to. They love deceit, and they have nothing better to do in their boring lives. The new TikTok trend is this. Hopefully you can see the photo Joe put up. It is called fridge-scaping. Fridge-scaping.
Look at that.
And you can see that is the inside of a refrigerator. And not only do you put hopefully it's not boar's head because it's all full of listeria, but you put your lunch meat in there. You got your lettuce drawer. You got all that stuff down below. You put your milk in there. And now what they're doing, and I know what you're thinking. You're like, oh, a lot of this looks like fancy china or dishware for food items. Like it looks like cranberries and rolls. Some of these dishes and these things do house food or hold food.
It looks but a lot of this. I see some like grapes in there.
Yeah.
And strawberries, it looks like.
Some biscuits or something in a basket.
Yeah.
But what you're going to notice is there's picture frames and bouquets of flowers.
That's weird.
Sculptures and ribbon. And they decorate the inside of their refrigerators now. So when company comes over, I assume they go, hey, Carl, you want another cold beer? Like, yeah, grab one. And your buddy goes over to the fridge and he opens it up. He's like, oh my God, you're fridge-scaping too. I mean, how many guests open refrigerators? Wow. Like if you're having a party or whatever, but most people aren't hyenas where they walk in to like your house and they look at the foyer and they walk outside and they see your picnic arrangement or they walk in and notice your new sofa. I mean, typically
what a weird ass thing, dude.
Most people don't open a refrigerator unless you're like, yeah, hey, grab another one. Or, hey, will you grab the butter out? You have to kind of summons the person to do it. Most people don't walk in and go, oh my God, I love what you've done to the front room. Please tell me that you're fridge-scaping because I did mine the other day and I hired the best fridge-scaper in Sacramento and they did wonders. Let me see your fridge.
Please tell me that you're fridge-scaping.
Please. Oh my God.
Boy, that really was something, man. I'm gonna pop it up real quick one more time if you're just popping in to look at it. It's ridiculous.
Put it up again.
Look at this thing. I mean, there's small photos in there. There's like so where's the food going? On the coffee table and on the counters and stuff?
Yeah, or they've got some sort of secret stunt fridge, like in the garage,
Yeah,
where
nobody sees it.
Yeah, where they put all the stuff they have to rely on and eat.
What
I
is
don't.
this thing up there on the top shelf to the right of the grapes in front of the apples? It looks like. Is that a woman's head soap or a butter dispenser?
Yeah, it looks like a butter case. Yeah.
Damn.
That, or maybe they got so into fridge scaping, they went to the left and they started freezer scraping. That could be carved ice. I don't know.
Sculpture, why it's in
Yeah.
there. Man, that's something, isn't it? That's boy, people do some very, I mean, whatever, to each their own. It's kind of cool if you got the money. I mean, I've recently been fired. I can't fridge scape. I
Yeah.
put some lights in there.
And well, you don't need to. Refrigerators have lights.
Right.
When you open the door.
I'm just talking about you get rid of that white light, man. Maybe give it a little blue.
Yeah, and what a fantastic way to conserve energy. Hey, Carla and Tina, come over. I want to show you. I just got done fridgescaping. And you open up the doors, whether it's a top, bottom, a side by side. You open the doors and they're like, oh my God, I got to take pictures. And let me take a picture in front of your ice sculpture. Let me, here, selfie. And next thing you know, all the shit, the refrigerator's melted. It's gone.
Yeah.
It's stupid.
Wilted. That's crazy. That's a stupid one, man. But whatever, people pass the time by doing whatever makes them happy. And I think do it. In this day and age, dudes, do what makes you happy, as long as you ain't hurting nobody.
It's just not real. And I told Joe before we started this today, I said, man, we have to, and I'll give the example that I gave. I said, we have to do something so outlandish and fake. I've been wanting to do this for years since TikTok came out. I want to do something so fake and false and phony just to see if other morons out there that use TikTok would do it. And the one I came up with today is I said, hey, what I'm going to do, Joe, is we'll do a TikTok. I'll get a dead blow hammer. And what I'm going to do is I'll do a TikTok where I smash my hand. And I'm going to do this every day, okay? 3 times a day, 5 days a week.
A dead blow hammer, too. I mean, a hammer would hurt, but a dead blow would just, it would, like a wet washcloth.
And in 10 days, Joe, you'll get the video camera and help me with the video trickery, and my hair won't be receding anymore. It'll proceed. And that's what I'll show people on TikTok, is that if you slam your left hand with a dead blow hammer 3 times a day, 5 days a week, it'll grow your hair, your own natural hair. Yeah. And then we'll show people like, look, I didn't have any hair, but on week 3 of hitting my hand with a dead blow hammer, look at this. I can't even comb it now. The barbers can't even cut it. It won't stop growing. Just to see if any other idiot would do it.
Oh, they believe that. Why? How'd you get it to restart growing? Because if you hit your hand, you cause enough pain, it allows the testosterone to start flowing freely within the body, and the way your hair grows.
Well, for the kids out there, like Joe always protects,
your hair goes away.
Earmuffs. This is how it works at science, kid. Because once you hit your head with the dead blow hammer, what it makes you do is go, ah! And after you do that, all the blood rushes to your hand. But then after you shake your hand real hard, it goes back to your hair.
Brand new hair, just like that.
Yeah.
It's amazing how it works. It's awesome, man.
We're going to cut this one off. We've almost been an hour. Let's do a couple of stories with news, and then we'll get you on your way for a Friday.
This just in, friends.
All right, friends, let's get to this. This is fantastic. Your tax-paying money helped buy these. Newport News Shipbuilding has notified the Navy and Department of Justice that welding done on some of the submarines and aircraft carriers at its shipyard was defective, and they say the faulty welds seem to be, or may have been, intentional.
No way.
Yeah.
Really? Why? What would be just to sink a ship, or?
Well, I don't know if you know.
Do that?
A submarine goes underwater if the weld.
Well, you know what I mean. I'm just like, what would be the? God dang, dang.
It's like sabotage. Whoever built this, or someone got in with the manufacturer. China. I don't know who. Hey, for every whatever they pay per submarine.
We do not have China building our military submarines.
I'm not saying that they're building them. I'm saying, though, they're paying the person or the company that did build them. They're giving them extra money to do crap work. And so, China I just saw this before we went on. China had a submarine. They set it out to float or go under, and it just sunk. It just went under the water and it hit the bottom of the ground. It just
Was that the one that went down too deep and then?
No, it was a brand new one, and they were out testing it, and it just hit the bottom because it was faulty. Maybe the same company made it too. I don't know.
Yeah, stay away from the submarines right now if you're in the market for buying one.
Yeah, I have no idea what's going on with that.
That's wild.
Something else the kids are doing when they're not fridge-scaping and they have time on TikTok or other social platforms, what they're doing is chroming. Have you heard of this one? It's called chroming.
No, I have not heard this yet.
Well,
I dare I even ask? This sounds horrible.
It's actually good that you do know this. I'm not saying that Digger would, but he's of that age. And the younger generation, you might remember it from our days with stuff called Scotch Guard. I didn't.
Oh my God, huffing.
Bingo. People would get Scotch Guard or Freon, and they would huff this stuff. Now they call this chroming, and you inhale the hydrocarbons by using fingernail polishes. Paint thinners and gasoline, and it's the same stuff we used to use, but they call it chroming because what they're trying to do is get chrome or glitter or brass spray cans of Krylon because
it covers their mouth like this.
Well, no, it's just a little bit stronger, and what they do is
guys that would do that, and they would take the bag down, and all around their mouth would be silver or gold because
So this metallic or chrome residue, I guess the metallic and chrome paints have a little more oomph in them, so that's why they call it chroming. And they say that this is one of the worst things to do. Not only is it flammable and dangerous, depending on your environment, they say it'll zap your noggin quicker than most anything. Don't do it.
You will suffer from it. You'll suffer from it. I swear it to you. It will not be good. You'll scramble your head, man. You will. I promise you will. And the damage it does to your lungs.
Did you ever do it?
No, God, no. I was not about that kind of stuff.
This is pretty.
Had I ever tried doing stupid things like that? Yes,
sure.
Because we did nitrous balloons. You know what I mean?
Same thing.
But I didn't do. It's the exact same thing. Or whipped cream cans. And I'm here to tell you, kids, I swear on my life, ask your mom and dads, ask anyone else. I swear to you, it messes your brain up. It does. There's no way around it. It does.
They say one of the instant residuals of doing this only a few times, they say anxiety and mood disorder and depression almost instantaneous from doing this just a couple of times, depending on what type of chemical you're going to chrome or huff.
Sure, because you're kids and your brains aren't fully formed yet. That's why I don't want you to smoke pot before your brains get fully formed. It messes it up when it's growing, and it messes it up, man.
This is pretty funny, though. According to the National Survey on Drug Use and Health, inhalant abuse peaked in the 1990s. See, this was a big thing with Joe and I when we were in high school and junior high.
It really was.
Everyone was doing Freon and Scotch Guard. I didn't do it. I mean,
in the country areas, people would do gasoline from their lawnmowers. And, I mean, you would just, the stuff people would think of to try to inhale to get lit up was so stupid.
It's terrible. And you got to think about that. Your nose is your first. People don't think of the nose as being a defense mechanism, whether it's smoke from a fire to warn you, or you don't want to stick something poisonous or noxious. Your nose tells you whether or not you should or shouldn't, and is the first indicator for a lot of times and a lot of people with a lot of things. We don't eat this. We don't drink this. We don't lick this. We don't sniff this. And you're going against your body's natural reaction and defense by sucking this into your brains and through your nose and into your lungs and mouth. It's just, it's crazy.
What you might think is that you're these guys are crazy. What I'm doing damage to is my lungs, but I smoke cigarettes or I smoke weed or whatever. You no doubt about it. You're definitely doing damage to your lungs. Yes, you are. Yeah, you are. You're probably getting, if you're doing paint, you're probably getting paint inside your capillaries in the lungs, which, as you know, you probably can't get that back out. I don't know what happens. They claim the tar doesn't come back out. But what you're damaging, kids, is your brain. I swear it. You're damaging your brain, and it won't go back to normal again, man. I can't stress it enough to stay away from it. It's bad news.
If you're a Trump fan, you're probably going to like this. You may have already seen this. You may be wearing one. Donald Trump is now hawking a new line of watches that bear his name.
Well,
and some of these watches have a price tag in the six-figure range, some going for at or just over $100,000. Some of the other ones, they're going for $400 to $600. And he is selling these to raise money for his campaign.
any of them going for $4 to $6?
No, $400 to $600.
No, is any of them going for $4 to $6?
Oh, $400 to $600. No,
okay.
no.
I'm out.
The $100,000 watch or watches, which are limited, I think, to 147. They're Swiss made. But I read a report on this, and there's a guy out there that loves watches, and I like watches.
If you don't know, Dog's a watch guy. He loves them.
Yeah, and they said these are garbage. They're plated. They're all.
What does that mean? Oh, okay, not real material plated.
Not real jewels. There's no gems within the movement. These are non-mechanical. They're just junk watches, and they say
so it's not a smooth flow. It's a tick.
Well,
don't you like the smooth?
Well,
aren't you the one that talks about that? The smooth turn.
The sweeping is nice. You know, I mean, Rolex put that on the map, perpetual and all that crap. Mine, one of the watches I have, it sweeps, but it uses a lot of battery, but it keeps it accurate.
My iWatch has got one that sweeps too. It looks sick.
It can't. It's digital.
Boy, it sure goes around pretty smoothly.
Well, anyway, this guy said, if you want a fine watch, don't buy it. But if you want to spend a fine amount of money to support someone that you love for presidency, then go ahead.
Yeah, that's what that's for. You know, you're helping him get reelected again. If the watch is worth anything, though, you know, if it's even halfway nice.
Yeah, but that's the thing. This guy's got a ton of money, and he puts his name on it. And I think a lot of people are just going to assume it's a quality timepiece. It's not. It's junk. So if you want to buy the watch to help him, fine. But you got to know you're not buying a great timepiece. And if you're like me, you're stocking up on the Trump and Kamala coins. That's where I'm buying all. I can't get enough of those coins. I'm just buying all kinds of those coins and those figurines from that Franklin Mint.
You got a display case for the coins yet?
Yeah. Have you seen the Kamala coin? Have you seen the two? They're selling them side by side. It doesn't even look like her.
No. I don't think the other one looks like Trump either. They don't really. Sometimes they get something that looks somewhat resemblant.
Yeah.
I guess his is closer, but most of them are always off. You know.
His is kind of cool though because it's closer and he looks more angry. Kamala's look like it's like it was melted into a ding dong, or it was like stamped in the snow. It looks awful. It doesn't even look like her. You're like, what in the hell? It's just a bad mint.
A ding dong. Why you do that to ding dongs? I always love those things. You don't like them. That's a damn good snack treat.
I haven't had one in a long time.
Oh, I love a ding dong.
Quickly, while we're on this, ding dong or ho ho?
Ding dong.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. There's more of a snap to the icing with the ding dong.
Yeah, I like them. I do. I really do.
We'll do one more here with this. Let's see here. Yeah, we'll give you an update on this guy.
I wish we could get the live chat from Facebook and Instagram into where we're doing it from. You know, is that way we could see these guys as we're going. What are you doing? Just opening up the pages to look at it, and is that how you're watching it, Doggy, on your end?
No, I got to be truthful. I have not watched.
I haven't either because I don't know a good way to do it without putting the audio on, you know, and I don't want it to play double.
Yeah, and I guess we could go on our phones. We've been doing this live, supposedly, on Facebook and Instagram all day today. It's our first one that we've been able to do. We've had so much trouble getting this to go live.
We got her yesterday though, dudes, and we should have no problems here. We did what we'll try to figure out now is the cool way to be able to interact with you while we're doing it.
Yeah,
Because we should be able to see it from the little platforms that we're on. See, here's the thing, because I know Dean Greer was joking around. He's like, they make a program. They do, Dean. They totally make programs for all this stuff. But because I like to have more accoutrements than what we really need, I run 2-3 programs together and then feed it back into Dog's podcast thing. So it took a long time to be able to figure out how to do it. You know,
it's hell. So if you are on Facebook or Instagram, thank you. It was the very first live on Facebook. We will get the comments, and hopefully within a week or so, we will have a phone and phone number so we can talk to you during this, because that's all I want. This other stuff I don't care about. But
well, I like the chat too. That way we can talk with them through that. But I miss talking with them on the phone too. That'll be great. And then we can also have too, where I believe they can just call here.
Call our stream.
Call the stream. So once I don't know if we need to get past our 3-month mark with all that kind of, but once we can open up all the floodgates, there's going to be a lot of cool stuff we can do for you.
Hopefully. One more piece of news before we get to it. And we talked about this a couple of weeks ago, probably on episode 3 or 4, 2 or 3, but Foo Fighters, fronted by Dave Grohl, has pulled the plug on its headlining set that was supposed to happen at Soundside Music. I've got another confession to make. That'll probably get cut because of copyright. Yeah. But they said on Instagram yesterday they're no longer going to appear at the Bridgeport, Connecticut event, and it's because of Dave Grohl's transgressions and his mistakes he made with his wife and his family, and people are pissed off and they're not buying tickets. And they didn't want to share too much info, but what I think has happened is a lot of people have kind of shored up the money, and they're like, Dave Grohl's not the guy we thought. He's not this walk-on-water Jesus rock star. He's like a normal human. So,
well, it's not, I mean, he is like a normal human, but he did quite a bit. That's a pretty bad one that he did, you know? I mean, I could see why that would turn fans off.
He didn't just cheat. He left it in and fathered a child.
He had a baby with her. Yeah. It's just, it's piggish.
I'll leave you on a happier note. I thought this was pretty funny. And I don't know how many people remember this as we go into the weekend, but I've long told you that when my wife, she eats chips, I told you, I don't know if her jaws are stronger, her skin's thinner, or what it is. She just has the jaw complexity of like a Tyrannosaurus. When she eats chips, it's so fucking loud. It just, you can hear it all over.
Everyone sounds like that when they eat chips, man.
No, hers it's louder. I'm telling you, it's just, it's deafening. It sounds like she's ramming car parts through a wood chipper. It's just, it's terrible. She doesn't eat a lot of...
That would be awful.
She doesn't eat a lot of chips anymore. You know, she's worried about what she eats, what have you. But she has found something that's far more annoying to annoy me with. And I learned of this taking my son to the airport the other night, and with her in the passenger seat. This is what she does now. Far worse than eating chips. We're driving, okay, going up 99. It's like, I don't know, 10 to 5, traffic everywhere. We're driving. Cars on 99. Go, stop, go, stop, go, stop. Sometimes up to 50. You know, the whole scenario. The whole way to the damn airport. Worst time of day you can go to the airport. So I'm driving. I'm trying to get my son there on time. I'm zigzagging and doing what I can do because everything's so bound up. Well, I have to hit the brakes. And she's like, oh, my God, you're going to make me car sick. Oh, my God, you're going to make me car sick. Do you have to drive like... I look over, and I notice every time she's yelling at me that I'm making her car sick, she's doing this. So I told her, I said, hey, I got an idea. I know you want to play on your phone, but I have to drive, okay? And I do have to stop.
How are you married?
And I told her.
No one understands this. And every story that you tell makes me question it even further. I mean, you really do some very odd get angry over nothing kind of stuff.
You think that's a warrant? You think that's a warranted complaint or bitch? You're gonna complain about being car sick because you won't look at the road because you want to look up and down at your phone?
I know how you drive, and yes, I do think that's a warranted thing. She probably needs a 5-point harness to sit safely in that vehicle when you're behind the wheel anyway. Oh, we're going to get you there on time? I mean, who knows how you was driving?
Okay, but here's the thing. I'm just going to tell you, okay, that is true, and it's 6-point harness. One goes around the neck.
I got a 5 on mine.
But the thing is, I wasn't going crazy. There was too much traffic to go crazy. I was just trying to weave a little bit and get ahead. But when you're in that
she's looking at the cell phone.
But you can't tell someone to ignore stopping or driving so you can look at something on the phone. The main order of business when going to the airport to drop your son off to catch a flight is to get him there, okay? The phone can wait. And if you're getting sick because you're looking at the screen, you must stop looking at the screen. You don't tell someone, oh my God, stop hitting the brakes. You're making me sick. She wouldn't have been sick had she been looking at the road. So I had to share that because
I mean, you're a damn lunatic, man.
It irritated me. And I told her, I said, Sweet Pea, dollface, love of my life, do you think you can look outside through the windshield until we get there and give your phone a break so you don't get nauseous? She always villainizes me.
Oh, no, kid, dude, you villainize yourself. It makes me want to smack you, and I'm not even in the situation with you.
Well,
you're a lunatic. The things that get you edgy and revved up is crazy to me. You got to calm down, bro.
Well, when you put me in traffic, I'm not going to be calm, but I'm just saying she had to find a way to blame her car sickness on me because she was looking at her phone. How dare you? How dare you do that to me? So I called her on it. And from that point forward, she put the phone aside. She's like, okay, I guess that makes sense. And she knew it, but she was engaged in something so exciting, she was going to blame me.
All right, you're stupid. Let's get down to something with brass tacks here. Check these out, ladies. Brand new glasses. Huh? And as you can see, as I pull back a little bit, they shade my eyes so that you can't see the bags that my father's side of the family has been so generous to donate my way with genetics.
Yeah.
Not too bad, huh? These are progressive lenses, and I feel like I'm going to vomit the entire time I'm moving throughout my day today because these are weird, dudes.
I was treated with this yesterday, minding my own business, and I always love when men send me pictures of themselves wearing some new fashion or accessory. I was treated with that yesterday at around 4:40. Joe said, hey, man, I'm so excited. Look what I got.
It's a good look right there. It was a really good look. I was sending it to my ex-wife and my mother and father and sister and 2 of my friends. I caught myself in some good lighting.
Yeah, boy, great lighting, very photogenic. And I'll just tell you this, I'll admit it, because earlier in the podcast, we talked about 20 seconds of self-touch. I used this yesterday. I took this. I said, oh my God, I need self-touch. And I took this photo and I couldn't even make it to the bathroom. I just grabbed the phone and my wife said, what are you doing? I said, I don't know. Joe's glasses, they got me riled.
I'm cleaning my vas deferens is what I'm doing. I'm sorry, honey. Yeah, I know. I like them. They're pretty cool. They're going to take some getting used to, but now that I've been sitting still, I don't sit still very often. And now that I've been sitting still and focusing on this, it's the lady at the, optometrist. She said, once you sit down and stop moving around a little bit and let your eyes, she said, you'll start to get used to them. And I got to tell you, she was right. I think I like him a lot better, man. I'm so happy.
Like I told Joe, and I'll tell you what I told him again yesterday when he called. I said, I really it's like 2 windows framing 2 buttholes. Looks fantastic.
I didn't like that yesterday, nor do I like it now that you're sharing it with everyone live.
Do you have your close thing ready? Because I think we're all done.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Okay, so we're gonna shut her down. Now listen, today we're gonna have to bust this up into 2 different segments for you guys on Instagram. And maybe you can put in comments, what's the time length of a video Instagram will let me put up? Because that's why you didn't get yesterday's podcast on there.
Yeah, because we don't have access to Google.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how much. I mean, Facebook took it no problem. So did you, so I didn't know that Instagram had a length on there. I thought that's 90 seconds for a reel, and then that was it.
That's why he jabs you with the Google. Yeah, you can find anything there. They just don't have that Instagram video upload time.
I appreciate that, bro, because I wasn't doing a lot of other stuff for us yesterday. You got to bust my balls on that. Nice.
We are done. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. Episode 10 is done. Have a fantastic weekend. We'll be back with a brand new episode on Monday. Have a great weekend. We are all done.
Thank you again, guys, very much so. Enjoy your weekend. And like you said, we really do appreciate it very much. It's going to get a lot better, slowly but surely, okay? Play nice.